In the journey of life, we often find ourselves riding the waves of extreme highs and devastating lows. When we are happy, we wish time would stand still. When we suffer, we wonder if the pain will ever end. Centuries ago, a powerful king sought an answer to this eternal human dilemma. He summoned his wisest ministers and court scholars and placed a strange request before them. The king said, "I want a message, a formula so powerful that it can comfort me in my darkest moments of despair, yet humble me when I am at the peak of my success. And it must be short enough to fit inside the hidden compartment of my ring." The scholars debated for days. They looked through ancient scriptures and philosophical texts, but they couldn't find a single phrase that could hold such contradictory powers. Just then, an old Sufi mystic visited the palace, hearing of the king's dilemma. The mystic smiled. He took a tiny scrap of paper, wrote a few words on it, folded it tightly, and placed it inside the king's ring. He looked at the king and said, "Do not read it out of curiosity. Open it only when everything else has failed. When you feel completely hopeless or completely invincible." Years passed. A neighboring kingdom launched a sudden, brutal invasion. The king's army was defeated, and his empire fell. To save his life, the king had to flee into the deep, dark forests. He was riding alone, exhausted, with the enemy's soldiers hunting him down. He could hear their horses drawing closer. Trapped at the edge of a steep cliff, with death staring him in the face, the king fell into deep despair. Everything was lost: his crown, his kingdom, his pride. Suddenly, the ring caught his eye. He remembered the Sufi mystic's promise. With trembling hands, he opened the secret compartment, pulled out the tiny scrap of paper, and read the words written on it. It read, "This too shall pass." The king stared at the words. A profound silence washed over him. He realized that just as his glorious past had vanished, this terrifying present moment would not last forever either. His heart grew calm. He stayed hidden. The enemy soldiers missed his trail, and the danger passed. The king gathered his courage, rallied his remaining loyal troops, and fought back eventually. He reclaimed his kingdom and was crowned once again. The palace was filled with celebration. Music echoed through the halls, and the people cheered his name. Sitting on his grand throne, surrounded by wealth and power, the king felt a deep sense of pride and ego swelling within him. He felt invincible. Suddenly, he glanced at his ring. He opened it once more and looked at the message. "This too shall pass." The pride instantly melted away. The arrogance vanished. A deep humility settled into his soul. He realized that this victory, this fame, and this joy were just as temporary as the defeat he had faced in the forest. Nothing in this world is permanent. Neither your failures, nor your successes, neither your deepest sorrows, nor your greatest joys. When times are tough, remember to have patience. When times are good, remember to stay humble. Because whatever you are going through right now, this too shall pass. This too shall pass.